get zero at the table, man, all kinds of shit breaks loose.
Pick me!
Zero's at the table, you gotta be careful. Tons of shit breaks loose, baby.
Greetings, humans, and welcome back! I'm Joey Pigtails, and this is episode number 5 of my poker vlog, and the part 2 continuation from the session on March 20th from vlog number 4. In the previous session, I was into the 1-2 PLO game at Orange City Racing and Card Club for $1,500, and I'm bringing over the remaining $348 to the 5-5 game, and added on an additional $800. This 5-5 game is playing really deep, and there are 2 25 double board bomb pots every dealer change, so this is going to get quite volatile. Stay tuned after the hands for an update on my plans for April. If you're ready to see some questionable plays, insane re-raises, and lots of blood in the water, then I have your fix, baby. Oh yeah, let's do it. Alright, let's see if we can turn this session around. The first major hand I see here is King of Hearts, King of Spades, Jack of Diamonds, 2 of Diamonds. I limp with this hand, and a late position player makes it 25. I call, as does 4 other players, so we're 6-handed to a flop. With 150 in, the flop comes to King of Clubs, Jack of Hearts, 2 of Hearts, and I flop a mirror with a top set. Let's go, baby. It's check to me, and I bet 125 hoping for a call or two. However, everyone folds, and I take this one down. Now that's a great start. Let's see if we can keep this going. It's bomb pot time! I'm on the button this hand, and I look down at Ace of Spades, King of Clubs, 6 of Spades, 5 of Diamonds. With $225 in the pots, we see flops of Queen of Spades, 10 of Hearts, 9 of Spades on top, and 6 of Diamonds, 7 Hearts, 10 of Clubs on the bottom. I flopped a really good draw on one board and a pair on the other, so we're hoping to see a cheap turn card. It's checked around to the hijack, who bets 125. I make the call hoping for a bunch of calls behind, and there are in fact 3. With $850 in, the turns are the 5 of Hearts on top and the 3 of Diamonds on the bottom. Not what I'm looking for. It's checked to the under the gun player, who now bets $5. Wait, what? What just happened? We all end up calling this, and we see rivers with the 3 of Hearts on top and the King of Hearts in the bottom. While I now have 2 pair on the bottom, my hand is just garbage. When under the gun fires $100 and the middle position player raises to $1,100 plus, I can't. The next hand is another bomb pot, and I look down at 10 of Spades, 8 of Hearts, 4 of Hearts, 4 of Spades. With 225 in, we see flops of Ace of Clubs, 5 of Diamonds, 3 of Spades, and 3 of Clubs, 4 of Clubs, 7 of Hearts on the bottom. This hand is quite interesting, giving card removal. We are hard blocking the nuts on top and have a set on bottom. The 5 on top blocks the nuts on the bottom, so this seems like the kind of hand I should be pushing. Let me know your thoughts. It's checked around to me, and I check looking to see a turn card to evaluate. The button bets 200, and there's 1 call behind. We know they both can't have the nuts on top here, but it is possible for them to both have the nuts on the bottom. I think I have fold equity and a big enough stack to take this down, so I jam for my remaining $775. Now the button goes into the tank. This looks like a really painful decision, so I take it she is somewhat strong on at least one board. She does, however, end up folding, and the player under the gun also doesn't like it, but ends up calling. The board runs out to 3 of Diamonds and 10 of Hearts on top, and 9 of Spades, King of Diamonds on bottom. I end up winning the bottom board with my set, and my opponent had Ace of Clubs, 3 of Spades, and an 8 and a 10, which I couldn't make out on top for a chop. I only made about $200 here, though, so food for thought. In the next hand, I'm on the button and look down at King of Clubs, King of Hearts, 4 of Hearts, 4 of Spades. There's an under the gun straddle for $10, 3 limps to me, and I pot it to $70. The small blind folds, the big blind calls, and the straddler asks me how much I have before raising to $310. It's folded to me and I have a decision. I'd probably just call and evaluate if I was deeper, but I'm stuck and not folding a double-paired king-king hand here with a suit. So I jam, expecting to get called since 3-bet ranges are weighted towards ace-ace combos in these games. We decide to run 2 full boards, with the top running out 5 of Diamonds, 2 of Hearts, Queen of Hearts, 4 of Clubs, 8 of Spades, giving me a set of 4s, and the bottom board runs out 5 of Spades, 10 of Clubs, 9 of Spades, 7 of Spades, King of Spades, giving me top set there. Our villain rolls over Ace of Spades, Ace of Clubs, Queen of Clubs, 10 of Hearts for 1 pair of aces on both boards, and I scoop this $2,100 pot to get close to being unstuck on this session. The next hand is another bomb pot. I'm under the gun and look down at Queen of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds, Jack of Clubs, 10 of Spades. With $225 in, we see flops of Queen of Spades, 6 of Hearts, 5 of Clubs on top, and 9 of Clubs, 6 of Diamonds, 3 of Hearts on bottom. I have top set on top and just an overpair and backdoor draws on the bottom. The bottom board blocks straight draws on the top, so that's good to see. Given that this table tends to be very stationy post-flop, as in they call a lot, I decide to build a pot and fire $200 hoping for multi-way action. A clean turn on top, and perhaps a miracle on the bottom. Is that too much to ask? Sure enough, I get 5 calls. In case you're wondering, this game plays all the time at Orange City Racing and Card Club. You too can come play this game. Okay, off to the turn cards, which are the 5 of Hearts on top and the 9 of Hearts on the bottom. I bowed up on top, but my hand on the bottom is sure to be second best. I have over $1,600 in my stack right now, and most of the other stacks are really deep, so when it's checked to me, I need to keep getting multi-way value here since I expect to get half of this pot pushed to me. A small bet relative to the pot size of $14.25 should do the trick, so I settle on $500. I do end up getting 2 calls here, so with $29.25 in the pot, the rivers are the Ace of Diamonds on top and the 4 of Spades on the bottom. Not ideal on either board. My next action may be costly if someone had some sort of ace-ace combo that interacts with the board, but I'm not letting off the gas here, so I go ahead and jam for a little over $11.75. The player on my left only has $300, so she shrug calls off, and the other player calls as well. I end up winning the top board, and our opponent shows 10 of Clubs, 9 of Diamonds, 7 of Clubs, 4 of Diamonds for a boat on bottom. He also had an open-ended straight draw on top, so we were not in the clear on the flop. I ended up chopping this $5,575 pot. In the next hand, there's a button straddle to $10, the small blind raises to $30, and the big blind raises to $80. The dealer hasn't finished dealing the cards yet, and these bets are out. What a great game. I look down at the Ace of Spades, Jack of Diamonds, Jack of Hearts, 5 of Spades, which is a pretty good hand to continue with. There's a call for middle position, and I call looking to see a flop. Perhaps we can argue for 3-betting here. Let me know what you think. The button and small blind call, and the big blind checks. With $400 in the pot, the flop is Jack of Spades, Queen of Hearts, 4 of Diamonds. I flop second set and some backdoor draws. It's checked around to me, and I should be betting here, I think, but to be honest, stacks are deep, and I'm finally unstuck, so I'm irrationally trying to control pots and see clean turns and rivers. There are a lot of bad cards we can see on the turn, including an ace, king, 10, 9, or 8. Even a queen leaves me in an odd spot, so I check here, and the button checks back. The turn is the 10 of Spades, which is one of those bad cards we talked about. However, this isn't the worst card we could see out of the bunch since I have now picked up a nut flush draw and a Broadway draw, so even though my hand is no longer nutted, my equity hasn't suffered that much multi-way here. When it's checked around to me, it's time to build the pot, and I get some value from worse hands, and also find out if someone is slow playing a made hand here. I fire $300 for that effort, and it's folded around, so I take this one down. Man, these bomb pots just keep coming. We're 8-handed, so let's see what we have to work with. Ace of Spades, Queen of Clubs, 10 of Spades, 5 of Clubs. Not too shabby. With flops of Queen of Hearts, 9 of Spades, 6 of Diamonds on top, and 6 of Hearts, 5 of Diamonds, Jack of Hearts on bottom, I flopped a pair on each board, but it's not anything to get too excited about. Thankfully, everyone else felt the same, and it's checked around to turn cards of the Queen of Diamonds on top and the 9 of Diamonds on the bottom. Well, there we go. Trips up top and open-ended on the bottom. I don't have any diamonds, but there are 5 of them out there, so maybe no one else does either? It's checked around to me, and I'd like to see some river cards. It's checked to the button who bets a pot of $200. 2 other players call, so I call as well. With $1,000 in the pot, we see rivers of the Ace of Diamonds on top and the 3 of Diamonds on the bottom. Now the small blind, who has previously fired really small at a variety of pots, leads for $10. The player on my left calls this, and I'm not going to be missing out on value by just calling here, so I raise to $300, hoping everyone sticks around this time and I can chop up the multi-way value. And surprisingly, everyone folds. Wait, what? Really? Okay then. In the last hand, from under the gun +1, I look down at Ace of Hearts, Jack of Hearts, 7 of Clubs, 5 of Clubs, and limp in. There's another limp before the hijack raises to 30. It should be noted he's the only player covering me at this point, and being more than unstuck has me feeling pretty confident right now. The big blind calls, I call, and the low jack calls. With $125 in, we see a flop of king of diamonds, 4 of clubs, 3 of spades. I have 4 clean outs to the nuts, but I'm not in love with this hand here. It's checked around though, so at least we get to see the turn card for free. And bink! The turn is a 6 of hearts, giving me the nuts on a rainbow board. When it's checked to me, I fire $100, and it's folded around. And there we have it. After what I thought was going to be a really volatile session for me, the session ended up going rather well, even when I decided to take some questionable lines in a few hands. I started this session with $1,148 and cashed out with $37.75 for a total profit of $26.27 for this short 5-5 session, and a total profit of $14.75 on the day. Keep in mind that Pot Limit Omaha is a very volatile game. While I've been relatively lucky so far to film winning sessions for the most part, I have losing sessions regularly as well, which you can see sometimes in my screenshots. To play this game for a living takes an incredible amount of patience and fortitude to absorb the beats that will come, and it also requires some humility when we in turn suck out for or win big pots. As I look forward in the month of April, I'm planning on visiting the Hard Rock Hollywood to play in a couple of tournaments. I'll be playing the $400 buy-in, $500,000 guarantee tournament on Saturday, April 15th, and then returning to play the $600 buy-in, $1 million guarantee on Saturday, April 22nd. I'll have some t-shirts printed by then, so I should be pretty easy to spot, so come by and say hello. Until next time, I'm Joey Pigtails, and I am transparent, reminding you to not be an asshole, but instead to be a good human. Not just a regular human, a good human. Later, peeps.